僕はここにいるよ。
What it is, YouTube? It is your boy stonecondX here, back for back this time. This time it's back for part 2 of What If Krillin Survived All of Dragon Ball. Alternate title: What If Krillin Never Died? Now, I don't know how to do this, but like, what happened last time? Blah blah blah. Krillin didn't die. Things happened earlier. Vegeta left Earth, came back with Frieza. Yeah, actually, that's pretty much what happened. What the fuck? Anyways, let's get into this. Meanwhile, on Earth, while the events of Namek are playing out, on Earth, our heroes are still enjoying their victory over Vegeta and are partying like there's no tomorrow until a person no one expected to hear is yelling at the top of their lungs, "Goku, Krillin, it's bad! I'm sensing all life force being drained from planet Namek, and what's worse is I can sense the group preparing to come to Earth." This in turn shocks Goku and Krillin, and they realize they can't catch a break from threats. But then King Kai says there's someone with them that's so strong it dwarfs Vegeta in strength, and this worries the group. They ask King Kai what they should do, and he tells them to not engage in the slightest and give Frieza what he wants or they will all die. Goku, Krillin, Yamcha, Tien, Shinhan, and Piccolo all hear the desperation in King Kai's voice and know that this is a threat unlike all others. Krillin decides to finally reveal the secret atop of Kami's lookout. There is a room where they can get a year's worth of training in a day. It's called the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, and with the speed of Frieza's spaceship, they would be here in 2.5 days. Knowing this, they all went atop of Kami's lookout except for Gohan. His mother wouldn't let him go. She's not losing her son for no threat. So at the top of the lookout, the gang are preparing to enter the Hyperbolic Time Chamber till Popo reminds them that only 2 people can go in at a time. The group remarks that they don't have time to go 2 at a time and try to all enter. While inside, they can feel the empty void which is inside the Hyperbolic Time Chamber and see that the first concern with them all coming in was the lack of food within the chamber. So the length of their training would depend on how long the food in the chamber lasted. So with the lack of food, the training could only last 4 months, which equates to 8 hours on the outside. I actually have no idea if that's true. And the group training together could only equate to double power boost of everyone's power. They knew that training in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber just would not compute to a higher power level except for Goku. They didn't know why, but his power level kept skyrocketing in the chamber. He had gone from 20,000 to almost 300,000, but with Frieza's power being 1 million, the only thing the group could do was restock and go in again. Eventually, 2 days pass and the group's strength is nowhere near where it should be. Goku exits the chamber with a power level of 800,000. Krillin exits with the power level of 400,000. Yamcha and Tien exit with a simultaneous power level of 280,000, and Piccolo exits with a power level of 300,000. This group's power matched nothing to Frieza's power, and the only person who could come close is Goku. Using the rest of the time, the group rested and grabbed some sensu beans from Corrin. Soon, Frieza's ship landed on Earth, but not in a deserted wasteland. It landed and leveled an entire city. The entire Frieza force exits and proceeds to capture humans, asking where the Dragon Balls were. Now, most humans didn't even know what Dragon Balls were, let alone where to find them, and the Frieza force then began to shoot humans. Krillin, the guardian of Earth, could feel the life force draining and became enraged. He proceeded to speed towards the Frieza force and take out all the lackeys. Unbeknownst to him, Vegeta walks off the ship and remarks, "Ah, the bald one. I remember what you were going to do with me. You were going to kill me, weren't you?" Then Vegeta begins his statement. "See, that back then, that was a different time. You see, now, I have achieved a power far greater than the average Saiyan. The legend has been revealed. I am the legend. I am a Super Saiyan." Then Vegeta proceeds to rush Krillin, and it turns into an all-out battle. Krillin versus Vegeta, and then the rest of the group arrive, and the Ginyu Force scouters detect more insects approaching, so they proceed to hop out and greet everyone with their signature dance, and the battle begins. Yamcha and Tien versus Berta and Jace. The battle rages on. Goku versus Ginyu and Goldo. Piccolo versus Raccoon. The battles are evenly matched until the group powers up and proceeds to overpower the Ginyu force. And as Ginyu is being beaten, he realizes Goku is the strongest member of the group, so he relies on Goldo for this. Ginyu yells, "Goldo now!" and also yells, "Change now!" And just as the beam comes out, time stops. Goldo, knowing what his captain wants, and tries to move Goku in front of Ginyu, but that exhausts a lot of energy, and Goldo runs out of breath and proceeds to be hit by Captain Ginyu's beam and changes bodies. Goku, wondering what the fuck happened, fights Ginyu Goldo and beats him very quickly, and it beats Goldo Ginyu. Over at Vegeta and Krillin, they are neck and neck until Vegeta stops the fight and explains what's going on. He witnessed Goku beating Ginyu and realizes that was something Vegeta could never do, and knew maybe Goku was the Saiyan of legend and maybe I'm not. Maybe he could have the power to beat Frieza. So he asked Krillin to sneak on the ship with him and blast him in the stomach. Krillin is flabbergasted, but a free shot to stop Vegeta in his evasion, he did as such. Blasted Vegeta right next to the healing pod and asked Krillin to put him in there. Krillin obliged and left out the way of the ship that he came in to return to the battle. Tien, Shinhan, and Yamcha are struggling with the duality of Berta and Jace and are being pushed into a corner until Krillin exits the ship and proceeds to turn the duo into a trio and knock the pair out unconscious. With no more enemies in the way, the group prepares to take on Frieza. Frieza exits the ship knowing the outcome and chuckles, seeing the whole group ready to fight him. Frieza announces he has more forms that are even stronger than the one they are seeing. The group thinks this is a lie until Frieza starts to power up, initiating fear in the group. Everyone except Goku is in fear, but even Goku knows he will die in the outcome of this battle. Around this time, cameramen from around the world have sat at a far distance, catching the battle and broadcasting it into the entire world. Fear and shock are around the world. People are rioting and everyone is going insane and nothing is making sense. But a very special someone is watching the broadcast and sees the face of the person who destroyed his army. The doctor and scientist of the Red Ribbon Army, Dr. Gero. Dr. Gero, knowing Goku's existence, weighs his options carefully on what he should proceed to do. Being in this point in the timeline, he's finished gathering information on Goku's power and has no use for more, and begins to make preparations to turn himself into an android to ultimately end Goku once and for all. But is now concerned. He can actively see that Goku and his group are struggling against this threat, which is Frieza, and knows that Goku will be defeated, but he can't seem to shake the feeling that somehow Goku might win this battle, so he decides he should make Goku's job harder, and releases the two beings who could claim the life of the fated Saiyan. He releases Android 17 and 18, knowing that no one can stand up to the duel, and gives them the task of killing Goku and friends, but unknowingly, the two androids have different objectives. They hate the Doctor for turning them off, and 17 proceeds to retaliate until 18 sees a capsule. Android 16, Gero made another android, so they awake him and 17 finishes off Gero, decapitating him and being sprayed in his blood because he's human, not an android yet, and the trio are released into the world. Like, comment, and subscribe, or this will happen to you. Please help me out. Goku, overwhelmed in the mass increase of power, tells the group to step back. He knew that no one else was strong enough to take Frieza. He decided to fight against Frieza with all of his power. Goku yells out Kaioken times 20 and runs at Frieza with everything he had. The others wanted to run away, but they were warriors. They knew they had to fight with all they had. Until Krillin remembered what he learned from King Kai, the Spirit Bomb. It could destroy Frieza easily, so Krillin flies up and proceeds to ask the world for all of his energy and charge up the Spirit Bomb. Goku, sensing what Krillin is doing, lets out a small smile, but Goku can't provide any energy or he will be defeated. The cameramen around the area are broadcasting this, so Krillin flying and asking the world for energy. Everyone thinks, maybe we should help this guy out. Everybody stops rioting and they proceed to give him energy so Krillin can make the Spirit Bomb. The Spirit Bomb becomes huge. Holding the world's power in his hands, he understood his duties as guardian of Earth. He felt the desperation of every earthly individual's need to survive. He tells Goku to move and drops the spirit bomb on Frieza. And Frieza's inability to dodge gets hit, causing a mass shaking of planet Earth. Inside the ship, things are shaking and breaking in the healing tank. Vegeta's in, splits in half, and he falls out. He was only halfway healed. He stumbles out, seeing the spirit bomb pushing on Frieza. Krillin sees Vegeta out, damaged, yells, "Piccolo, come here!" Vegeta over there admitted he didn't want to do this. He wants to live. His family and planet were all eradicated by Frieza. Give him a sensu bean if you don't want to die here and now by Frieza. Piccolo obliges and hands a sensu bean to Vegeta, and he's instantly healed. He's feeling incredible, powerful. He can take on Frieza, but looks around wondering where Frieza is. Then remembers the giant bomb hit Frieza. Krillin lets the spirit bomb go. He can't end Frieza. Frieza pushes back the spirit bomb towards Krillin, but Krillin knows he's pure of heart and pushes the spirit bomb into the air, and it disappears into space. Krillin is exhausted. He falls out of the sky, and Piccolo grabs him by his guardian outfit and gives him a sensu bean. The group is stunned by the spirit bomb not working. Frieza is enraged and starts firing random death beams everywhere. He misses everyone on the group, but enraged Frieza shoots a death beam barrage to end Krillin. But in that moment, Goku jumps in front and is pierced by the death beams and falls to the ground. He has several holes in his body and dies on the spot. Piccolo stunned, Krillin unconscious, Yamcha enraged, Tien enraged, Vegeta quietly remarking the words, "Idiot." Yamcha has the spirit ball in hand and Tien is preparing the Kikoha. Vegeta stands in front laughing. "Frieza, you have made the gravest mistake now. You are not dealing with the average Saiyan warrior anymore. I am officially a Super Saiyan," and he charges for Frieza, but stops. He sees 3 unknown individuals flying in the air. The 3 fly down. 17 is remarking, "With all the ruckus y'all have been making over here, I'm surprised y'all took this long to notice us." 17 lands next to Vegeta, says, "Hey Vegeta," and Vegeta is stunned. 17 sees Goku dead and is, "Wow, Goku's dead. Shoot, then our job is done. Time to erase the world." Then 16 stands up. "Goku is dead? Who did it?" Frieza remarks that it was me. "I killed that monkey boy." We're not talking racial right here. This is actually something Frieza would say. And either ways, I'm black. You know what? This is not sounding better. Yeah. And as that sentence finished, 16 rocket punches Frieza, sending him flying, and proceeds to beat him and use his signature move, Hell Flash. Frieza dodges and immediately changes to his final form, rushing back with an assault on Android 16, but is unsuccessful. Frieza realizes he's fighting metal. The group are almost incapacitated, and the strongest of the group, Goku, is dead. They knew that they wouldn't live if the battle continued. Krillin awakens to see the state of the battle having changed and decides to make the executive decision to leave the battle. Vegeta is laughing that Frieza's getting beaten this badly. 17 and 18 look at Vegeta. "You're lucky this isn't you, but Goku is dead, so we have no use to fight you anymore." They watch back to 16 knocking Frieza around like a pinball. The group is flying away to regroup on Kami's lookout. The battle is still being recorded around the world, and everybody has seen everything, especially Goku dying. And the people who are most affected by this was Chi-Chi and Gohan, who were watching. Chi-Chi is crying at the top of her lungs, and Gohan is wishing he was there to fight, but his mother wouldn't let him. He begins to yell at his mother for not letting him train and go, but Chi-Chi is too distraught to listen. She knew Gohan would be where Goku is now if he went. Gohan, not hearing no response from his mother, leaves the house and flies to the power levels he sends flying away from the battle. Chi-Chi is chasing out the house screaming, "Gohan!" Oh my god, my girl voice was so bad. Anyways, the group finally reaching Kami's lookout senses Frieza's energy being extinguished. The group knew that Frieza had been defeated, and the Frieza Force is gone forevermore. Alright, the Frieza Force is gone, but like, I kind of didn't notice this when I was writing this, but I kind of fucking forgot that Piccolo was fighting Raccoon. Like, that battle literally just did not even exist. Like, I wrote it down, but I forgot that it even happened. So, let me get off the top of my head. What do I think happened? Well, I think that Piccolo fighting Raccoon, beat his ass. Literally, that's just it. I don't know what other way to tell us. Okay. That doesn't make any sense. But anyways, let's get back into it. Gohan arrives to Kami's lookout, enraged that his father is dead and he could have prevented it if his mother would let him join the battle. Piccolo stands behind Gohan. Since Piccolo trained Gohan, he knew what Chi-Chi was like. She watched over his training. She stopped Piccolo and Gohan from doing anything that seemed dangerous in the training. Piccolo knew everything that Gohan felt and the resentment he was starting to feel towards his mother. But in this period of time, no one could do anything. Goku was dead, Frieza was dead, and there's a more dangerous enemy on Earth stronger than Frieza could ever be. They knew that the end might be near. 2 weeks after the battle with Frieza, everyone had returned to their homes and was trying to think of ways to save the world. The news was running rampant with the news of the androids cruising around the world, wreaking havoc such as stealing cars, blowing up forests, stealing clothes, and killing individuals. Then, Bulma came up with a fabulous idea. What if they used the Dragon Balls to send the androids to another planet instead of using them to revive Goku immediately? Krillin, Piccolo, Tien, and Yamcha were with this idea. The four of them couldn't beat Frieza, so they definitely couldn't beat those androids who could beat Frieza. Gohan was against this idea because he didn't like the fact that he had to sacrifice his father coming back to life. Then Goku contacts the group through King Kai. Yeah, he waits 2 weeks to do this. I don't know why he does this. It's probably because he's stupid. He tells the group that he didn't want to be revived because of how Raditz came to Earth because of him, and how Vegeta came because of him, and how he is scared of Chi-Chi and the fact that the androids want to kill him. He decided to train in the other world and will come to help when he can, but for now, bye! Krillin is in tears because it was his fault that Goku died anyways because he was unconscious in the fight. Gohan upset because he wasn't there and could have done something. Bulma, knowing this, tells the group this is something they have to do. So they gather the Dragon Balls using the Dragon Radar and proceed to call Shenron. The sky turns dark and the whole city is shocked by a giant-ass dragon floating in the sky. The androids were roaming around and got confused. Wasn't it like 2 o'clock? Why is it night? They fly up and see a dragon, and 17 is exciting. Is that a dragon? 17 says, and 18 says, that's awesome. 16, 17, and 18 fly towards the dragon, and as they get there, they hear Bulma wishing for androids to be sent to a random planet in space, and suddenly their surroundings change. They see orange sky, orange clouds, and orange ground, orange everything. They walk forward and notice they are surrounded by phones. They don't know why they are surrounded by phones. They turn it on and it says, running Android operating system. And this is a great plug. This video is sponsored by Android. Yeah, no, I'm not playing. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm gonna be for real with y'all. I just really wanted to throw this joke in here because, you know, Androids and Android phones. Yeah. Anyways, back to it. The androids notice 3 other pods next to them and also a test tube with green liquid. They notice that the pods are Dr. Gero's creations and look over them, and the pods say Android 13, Android 14, and Android 15. The trio open up the androids, and now 6 androids are loose. The 3 are at once surprised at their surroundings. They are questioning where's Gero and who are the 3 in front of them. 17 gives them a rundown and how Gero is dead and why they have been awakened, but what they can't explain is where they were now. 16, 17, and 18 all saw a dragon and a group wishing androids to be sent to another planet, and here we are. Then it clicks that the dragon granted wishes and that they have been brought to this mysterious planet. The group of androids see the test tube and what's inside and decides to leave it alone because maybe it was already on the planet, and they proceed to fly away. The group flies around and only sees rocks. No life, nothing, and just roam around till one day they come across a man sitting down eating. They fly towards him and greet him. The man stands on attention and gets ready to battle, but the android group de-escalate the situation, claiming that they have been magically sent to this planet. They don't know where they are or how to get off the planet to leave. Just then another man walks out. He was older and more wise. The androids proceed to ask this man questions about what's going on, and he fills them in on where they are and the story of who they are and how they came to this planet. If y'all all didn't know, they were on Broly's planet. Anyways, guys, this is where I'm going to end part 2 of this What If. And I messed up a lot during it because my reading skills are horrible. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, join my Discord. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Remember to not hit the bell. Don't. You know what? Y'all know the drill. Anyways, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.